Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video. So today I want to talk to you about backing up your desktop wallet. But before I do that, just a few things, a little status update on the channel. I'm sure you noticed the backdrop is changing, the pictures are gone, and my books are gone. Well, I'm moving because tonight I'm graduating with my master's in divinity. It's been a long time in the making and I'm really excited for that, but things are changing. That also means that the channel is going to be shifting a little bit. I'll be moving a few times over the next couple of months, and it's going to make it really hard for me to put out the same amount of videos as I have been. So I'm not going to be able to post as much, and I'm also not going to have access to the internet in the same way. Like I won't be able to do as in-depth tutorials or mining videos or anything like that because I just won't have access to my rigs, So it's going to be a little bit of a transition phase, and I just want to give you guys an update. So just in case you're wondering, like, how come he's not posting as much or whatever, it's probably because I'm not set up yet, or, I'm moving. So I appreciate you guys hanging with me and sticking with me all this time, and be on the lookout. In a couple of months when I get situated, I'll do a rig build. We're going to look at SMOS and ETHOS, and we'll probably take a look at multi-pool miner with mining pool hub and a couple other things that I wanted to kind of dive into. I also really appreciate your suggestions on Discord or any of the suggestions that you leave in the comments. I read all that stuff and I try to address it as quickly as I can, especially the things that are really relevant. That's why I'm doing this video, because there are so many people asking, how do I back up my wallet, or how do I restore my wallet? How do I get my private keys and all that kind of stuff? So I thought I would address it. One last detailed video before I ship off and go back home. So without further ado then, let's talk about wallets. All right, so I've installed a bunch of different wallets here, and they're all different types. So let me just go through each one of these. First of all, I've got TurtleCoin here, and this is a full node wallet. And the way this works is it provides basic functionality: send, receive, check the history, create new addresses, that kind of a thing. But it downloads the entire blockchain to your computer. And that's nice because it adds sort of a layer of security there. It updates itself constantly along with all of the other nodes that are out there so that it can provide verification for different transactions that are being added to the blockchain. But it is a little cumbersome because it does take a long time to download the blockchain. In fact, I can't even access this one right now because it's still waiting on the sync. And if you've ever downloaded one of these, you'll know that most of the time you're leaving this thing up for days sometimes. If you have a really long blockchain, a large file, sometimes 8, 9, 10 gigabytes, it just takes days to do it. Now, I'm all for downloading the full node wallet, and it may even provide additional functionality that some of the other versions don't, but you have to kind of determine for yourself whether or not you really need that functionality, okay? The next one is the Electrum Wallet, and I'm using the Bitcoin private version here. Now, the way this works, rather than downloading the entire blockchain to your computer, what it does is it acts like a client and then checks with a server online that's usually maintained by the developers that has a copy of the blockchain on it. So this way it can check your balance on that server because that server is constantly being updated. Now, this is, for most people, all you need. You've got history, send, receive. You can store your addresses in here, and that's it. So pretty basic wallet. The next style of wallet we have here is from RavenCoin, which is a very basic Qt wallet. If you're wondering what Qt is, that is a C++ toolkit for cross-platform application development. So it's it's sort of the programming language that's used to create this. Now, this is very, very basic right now, and you can find some Qt wallets are very elaborate. They have lots of features and things, but this one right now is just the bare minimum. You got an overview, send, receive, transactions. The way they work for the most part is they store all of your addresses and balances and everything in a wallet data file. Now, obviously, all of the crypto, and I hope you know this, all of the crypto itself is actually on the blockchain. It's not like in your wallet, but the way you access it is through your wallet. So if you have a corrupted wallet data file and no way to, no backup or no private keys, you could be SOL when it comes to accessing your crypto. So there are a few things that you can do to prevent that from happening, and I'll go over that in just a little bit. Here is a little bit more elaborate Qt wallet. This is one by Infinex, which includes masternodes and private send, mixing, and some other features here. So it's still pretty basic, obviously, but you can see that this does allow for additional features. But if you've seen one Qt wallet, you've basically seen them all. They all function the same way with regard to the wallet data file, and how to back that up is very straightforward. So once again, I'll show you that in just a minute. And the last one I'll show you is Exodus, which is a very popular multi-coin wallet. And you can see why. They have a lot of different coins available here, including Ethereum, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Dash, Decred, EOS, ETH Classic, Golem, Litecoin. I mean, a lot of different cryptos under one roof. So it really draws people in because they like the convenience factor. The only downside of that is if you don't have your wallet backed up and encrypted, then anybody who has access to your computer and access to your wallet could withdraw all of your different funds. So you got to be very careful with this stuff. Since this is the most popular one, I think I'll start with this one and then we'll visit each of the others. Okay, so how to back this up? Well, first of all, until you have a balance on any one of these coins, you won't be able to back it up because there's nothing to back up. But as soon as one of them has a balance on it, and you can see right here, I've got a little bit of Ethereum in there, you'll get a little red dot with an exclamation point next to backup. So just an indication that, hey, it's a good idea. Maybe you should back this up. All right, so just go ahead and click on the backup link there. And first thing it'll ask you for is a password. Now, make sure you pick a password that is secure, but one that you won't forget, okay? Because from this point on, you'll be asked that same password every time you want to open up Exodus, okay? So I'm gonna do something really goofy, and I'm gonna try and type in password. And don't do this at home, kids, but it won't let you anyway, because look at this. I can't even click next because password is not a good password. It's the worst password you could ever choose. So make sure you pick something secure. That means that you're going to want to use a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, sometimes different special characters. Okay, so let's take, for instance, Exodus, right? You can see this little graph right here gives me 2 bars. It says it's okay. I mean, it's not a great password. It's very easy. I mean, first of all, it's the name of the wallet. That's probably a very bad idea, okay? I'll tell you right now. If you're not familiar with this stuff, I mean, I don't want to, look, I don't want to assume anything, okay? I mean, if you're new to this, I'm just trying to give you, like, practical advice about picking a good password. But could you change this into a stronger password? Well, you could start, maybe add some numbers. All right, that really doesn't do much. What if we capitalize E? No, that doesn't do much either. What if we capitalize the D there? All right, it's good if you add an exclamation at the end. Oh, there we go. So we capitalize E, we capitalize D, add some numbers, throw in an exclamation point. Now we got a strong password. That's pretty good. So you do what works for you. Make sure it's something you'll remember, okay? And make sure that if you have to, write it down and store it in a very safe location. The next phase is to write down your recovery phrase. This is your wallet seed for all intents and purposes. It's 12 words. And what you'll want to do is either print this out or write them down, including the numbers, so you'd write down number 1, Cliff, number 2, kind, number 3, report. You can write it in a list or whatever works for you, but just make sure that you don't mix up the numbers and the words, okay? Keep them all in that order. And it even says right here what you should do with it. After you write or print it down, store it in a safe or locked vault, okay? Especially if you have a high amount of value in your cryptos, lock that thing up, all right? Keep it in a very safe location. Do not save it to a text file on the same machine in the My Documents folder, okay? That's just a very bad idea. Actually, you never want to save any of this stuff to a text file on the same machine. You don't want to save it to a text file at all if you can help it, you know what I mean? Printing this will just go straight to paper, if you know what I mean. So play it safe, guys, okay? This kind of thing, if there's any kind of like digital trail of wallet seeds or passwords or anything like that, hackers can find that stuff. So just keep that in mind, especially if people find out you are holding a good amount of crypto. It's happened before. All right, now that being said, once this is copied down, then you should be good to go. Click on Next. And then it will ask for your email address. Make sure this is one that you'll be able to access at all times, because you're going to need that to recover your wallet. And the way this works is that, let's suppose this particular machine gets compromised. My hard drive crashes. I can't get back in there. There's no way I can access my wallet. But I have my wallet recovery phrase. What I would do is I would load up a whole new instance of Exodus, and then I would go to recovery, put in my email address, put in my recovery phrase, and then it would just pull up my entire portfolio once again, like nothing happened. Okay, so that's the beauty of this whole system, but you got to work it the right way. So make sure you choose an email address you're always going to have access to. Make sure you write down that wallet seed and choose a secure password. The next wallet we'll take a look at is the Electrum Wallet. And these are all pretty much the same, but what we're going to need to focus on are 4 different areas, okay? Now, first of all, when you originally created your wallet, you should have had an option there to encrypt your wallet. And by doing that, it'll ask you for a password. That means every time you need to access the wallet, you have to put in the password. If you did not encrypt your wallet when you created it, that's okay. In the bottom right, just click this padlock, and that will give you an option to enter in a password. Same thing as before, pick a secure password that you're going to remember, save it, and then before you click OK, make sure you put a little check mark there where it says encrypt wallet file, okay? And then save it and you're good to go. Now, that's one step in the right direction. The next area we need to look at is backing up the actual wallet file, okay? And that's pretty straightforward. Just click on File, click on Backup Wallet, and then the name of this wallet is Test. So what I'll do is I'm just going to click on Desktop, and I'm going to go ahead and type in BTCP test backup. So this way I know it's my Bitcoin private test wallet that I'm backing up. And then click on Save. It says right here, a copy of your wallet file was created right there, and you can see it on the desktop. Now, that copy of the wallet file, it really is just a copy. But because it's encrypted, nobody can access this except somebody who has the password, and it's probably just you, right? So that's really secure. Go ahead and move that over to an encrypted thumb drive or whatever backup solution that you prefer, and you should be in good shape. Now, to take it a step further, 2 other areas that we can look at. First of all, wallet seeds. Okay, we got the recovery phrase for our Exodus wallet. Well, do we have something like that for our Electrum wallet? Actually, yes. You see this little squiggly thing over here on the bottom right? If you click on that, it will ask for your password, and then it will display your 12-word recovery seed. Okay, so this is just like it is in Exodus. So you'd want to copy this down, either write it down by hand, or if you absolutely have to, you can copy and paste it into a text file, but I would only make that text file on an encrypted thumb drive, okay? Don't make it on your desktop and then copy it to your thumb drive. No, actually create the file on your encrypted thumb drive, okay? This way you can't leave any traces of it behind on your existing machine. Once you've copied that down and saved it, you're good to go. Click on Close, and you don't even have to think about it anymore because you've got it saved. A lot of people are laminating these wallet seeds and stuff, so definitely consider that because water damage, things like that. Last but not least, this is also very important. Let's suppose you have an address here that has a lot of Bitcoin private on it, and you want to be able to access that via another wallet. What you'd want to do is get the private key for this address. And you could do that pretty simply just by going over here to Wallet, Private Keys, and Export. Of course, you type in your password again. It'll take a minute or so, and then see how it's generating these right now. And what this has done is revealed all of the private keys for every one of your Bitcoin private addresses. So what we have on the left-hand column here are all of the Bitcoin private addresses. And you can tell because it's the address that starts with the letter B, and it's the shorter one. All right. And then secondly, on the right-hand side, we have the corresponding private key. All right. So here's the address. Here's the private key for that address. And the way this works is that if you have this private key, you can sweep that into any Bitcoin private wallet, and it will let you access the crypto at that address right here. Now, the downside of this is that if this key gets into the wrong hands, I mean, this is how a lot of crypto is stolen. Somebody shares their private key with the wrong person, and then they just go ahead and load it up in their own wallet and steal all your crypto. So you want to keep these super secure. I mean, to the nines, right? So be very, very cautious with what you do with any of your private keys. If you're going to save this file, you can export it, but I would highly recommend exporting it directly to an encrypted thumb drive. Don't store it on your desktop and then copy it over, like same with the wallet seed, right? So just make sure that you really treat this with the utmost care. So that's pretty much how you back up and secure your crypto in an Electrum wallet. Obviously, that last part with the private keys, you have to be the most careful with, but everything else, I mean, creating a secure password, storing your wallet seed, and then backing up the wallet and putting it on an encrypted thumb drive, I think that's all pretty straightforward stuff at this stage in the game. Next one on the list is RavenCoin, these really simple Qt wallets. How do we secure these? How do we back up our wallet file here? Well, first of all, just like the previous examples, you want to go to Settings and then Encrypt Wallet, okay? Make sure you pick a really nice, strong password here. And then the next step would be simply to just go File, Backup Wallet. And you see right here how it says Save as Type Wallet Data, which is a .dat file. That's what this is going to do that's different than the Bitcoin Private Electrum Wallet. It will just store it as a basic file with no extension. This one actually gives it a DAT extension. So what we're going to do is call this one Raven Backup. Click on Save. And when that pops up, you see how there's a little DAT extension there? So this is a DAT file. That is essentially a copy of your wallet.dat file, but it's encrypted because we set up encryption and our password. What about a wallet seed? Do we have one? No wallet seeds here, but private keys, yes, you can get private keys. Go to Help, Debug window, and now that we've got the debug window, go to Console, and if you're curious about the commands, you could always just type in Help. And that will give you a whole list of different commands that you can do. And it even puts them in different little subcategories, which is really actually quite helpful. What we want to use is the wallet subcategory. There we go. And we're looking for this command right here. Whoop, I can't highlight it, but it's called dump priv key and the wallet address. Okay, so let's go back to the wallet. Let's take a look at receive. No addresses here yet. All right, if you want to take a look at your addresses, you can click on File and go to Receiving Addresses. And you see we don't have one yet. So let me click on New, and I'll just label this one Main. Click on OK. All right, so can't really see the full address, but if I right-click it and go Copy Address, then I'll put that on the clipboard. Close that. And we'll go back over to our debug console here. And if I just type in the command dump, oh look, it already fills it in for you. That's really helpful. All right, so there you just go down one, put a space, right click, paste. All right, there's our Raven address. All right, so it's going to give me the private key for this Raven address. Hit enter. All right, and there it is. So this address right here, can I highlight the whole thing? Yes. So you can highlight that and you can copy, paste it into like an encrypted thumb drive. So if you want to save it as, here's my Raven, private key for that address. So if you're going to put the bulk of your RavenCoin there. The only reason I'm even going into the private keys, guys, is because I think it's important that you at least have every possible way of accessing your crypto. Even though this is very risky, all right? You just have to know that. Don't let the private keys get into the wrong hands. Don't leave them laying around, all right? It's kind of like the keys to your car. You wouldn't just leave those laying around, would you? Well, don't do that with your cryptos, okay? You got to make sure that you control exactly what happens with all of this stuff. Just be safe, all right? So you can do that for any one of your addresses. Dump priv key, and then put the address there, and it'll give you the private key for that address. What about these more elaborate Qt wallets that have all the extra features? Here's Infinex's wallet that has the Masternodes tab and the private send and the start mixing. Well, don't let that stuff confuse you guys. And it's pretty much the same exact kind of wallet as RavenCore. Click on settings and look, encrypt wallet is there. So you can go ahead and create your password. Very simple. The next thing, file, backup wallet, works just the same. It's going to create a copy of the existing wallet DAT file. You'll see right here. See, it's going to create a wallet DAT file. So you go ahead and save that as needed. Once again, no wallet seed, but you can get the private keys for a specific address. So for instance, if I pull up my receiving addresses, I have this main address right here. And right click, copy address. And then if I go over here to Tools, Debug Console, and type in the following command, dump, and see how like it gives you a couple on the bottom here? This is the one we want, dump priv key, space, and then right click, paste your wallet address. All right, hit enter, and now that will display the private key for the address that I just entered. All right, and what you would do is, right click, copy this, and paste that into a file on your encrypted flash drive. Make sure you keep this super secure, guys, okay? So if somebody gains access to this private key, then they can do whatever they want with the crypto that's stored on this wallet address. And as much as I'd like to show you how to back up your full node wallet, unfortunately, this one has been syncing for hours. I thought I had it mostly done anyway, but it's just still going. So unfortunately, I can't show you that in this video. I'll try and put together some kind of follow-up video later on that shows you that. But, pretty much the same principles are going to apply here. So just use good common sense. In the meantime, how about we talk about restoring some of these wallets? Okay. Well, we've got our Raven backup here. We've got our Bitcoin private backup there. So let's start by pulling up the Bitcoin private wallet. As soon as you open up the Electrum wallet, you'll see here that it's asking which wallet you want to open, and then of course the password. Well, what we could do is just choose this wallet down here instead. So if I click the choose button here, I can click on desktop and hit this BTCP test backup right there. Click on open, and now it's asking for the password. So I'll go ahead and type in my password there. Click on next. And there it is. So it's really that simple. There's really not much more you need to do. You can move this file wherever you want, and it will remember where you put it, and you're good to go. What about RavenCoin? How do we get RavenCoin to open up our backup wallet? That's a little more complicated, and that's why I wanted to cover it here. So what we want to do is go to our File Explorer, and then in the top bar here, type in %appdata% / and then go down and find where it says Raven. And you see right here where there's this wallet.dat file. what you'll want to do is bring this Raven back up in here, rename this wallet.dat file to something like that, and then rename your Raven backup.dat to wallet.dat. Okay, so basically now whatever that was, because it always has some kind of default wallet, you're basically replacing it with your backup. Close this down, close down RavenCore, and then reopen it, and you'll see your wallet is restored. It'll ask you for the same password as well, so just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it for backing up and restoring your wallets. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please give me a thumbs up. And now more than ever is probably a good time to hit subscribe and ding the bell, because I really don't know when the next video is going to be, so at least you'll get a notification when it does post. Also, let me know what you think of this video down in the comments below, because I'm curious to make sure I addressed most of your questions. If so, I'd love to hear from you. If not, and you're still having problems, go ahead, leave a comment, or come join us on Discord. There is a link in the description. There may be somebody there who can help you. There's over 500 people who are pretty active on that channel, and there's actually lots of different channels you can kind of come in and talk and learn and share ideas with crypto. So look forward to talking to you there. That's pretty much it from me, guys. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.